Hello, everyone. You can hear me? Can you hear me now? All right. Testing. It's Kenya from KidSpace. It's Kenya from KidSpace. Oh, there we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome to help us celebrate our Three Kings Day. I'm so happy to be here with you and the children to celebrate Dia de los Tres Reyes. Did I get it right? I'm Kenya Woods. I am the pastor for family and youth, the youth at KidSpace. And I'm just really happy and excited that you all are here, that you've made it here. We've made it here safely. And I'm glad that you're really here to celebrate us. Our ministry has been very, very, very helpful to me, healing to the children, though, really. And we love our volunteers who are working with us. And I'm going to continue to talk and hope, oh, there we go. Anyway, I want to thank you so much for coming out here today. Thank you for celebrating the Three Kings with us today. And if you want to volunteer and give of your services to the kids, I'd really, really love it. Our volunteers have been working with our kids, and they've been so, I'm sorry, I'm at a loss for words here. This has been quite an emotional season, I think. I don't know if you all have been feeling that, but it's been very emotional. So to see the kids in here sitting with you all is spectacular, and also just the fact that you made it here has made it very wonderful and touching. We're striving to get these kids to know Christ, to know the story of God, and we just wanted to take time to celebrate that. If you're interested in knowing a little bit more about me, Kenya Woods, if I haven't met you already, that's who I am. If you're interested in knowing about me or about KidSpace, please sign up and volunteer. Just a little bit of your time can be very, very impactful for our kids. Just remember, in 100 years from now, the most important thing is that they'll know the Lord and their relationship with God. So thank you. Enjoy the day.
Good morning. Hope you all had a great Christmas. There's no stopping what you have started till the guys this one. Is I wrote it actually 2 years ago for a service that we did at the South Yucca campus, and I felt it was fitting. So you can try and sing along. If not, it's all good. I know everybody's got a lot of food, cookies, all that. I know me personally, there was a bake sale at my mom's church, and I bought like 4 dozen cookies, I think. There was 4 dozen, now there's none. And my wife doesn't eat cookies, so that was all me.
Thought you said we lost him.
I found you all! Woo! Thank goodness for that star. If it weren't for that star, I wouldn't have found you guys. Woo!
Pretty convenient that now you can read the stars.
Oh no, just that big super bright one. I mean, it's like, blam! But I'm still gonna need directions home. Can someone write that down for me?
We don't have time for this. We're going to see the Messiah.
Look at us, the 4 wise men. We're inseparable.
More like insufferable.
Speaking of suffering, my feet can't take much more walking. It's been 3 years. We should have been home by now.
You guys can blame me all day for losing those camels, but you all knew going into this that my double hitch knot needed a little work.
Why don't we proceed in silence, reverent silence, in honor of the Messiah?
Totally cool with that.
Good.
So, I was thinking about my gift. I mean, what baby needs white jade anyway, right?
We've been over this 1,000 times. White jade represents his purity and goodness. The gold represents his royalty. The burning of frankincense reminds us that the aura of God is around us at all times, and the myrrh is to anoint him as King of Kings.
Right. Just listen. I think I found a better gift. A gift that'll make everyone forget that I lost the white jade.
You what?
I mean, I think a gift that makes the white jade just look like nothing. A gift that's better than the white jade that I replaced.
You replaced with what?
The greatest gift of all. Oh yeah. Wait for it. Blam! Hummus!
You must be kidding.
Do you mean I must be kidding? Because I'm not kidding at all. Hummus is delicious, okay? And it's very symbolic. People unite together when they see hummus. Much like a savior. Okay. This is my bad. This is on me. You guys go see the Messiah. I'll just stay here.
I think that would be best. But at least you have a snack.
Yeah. I just thought it just doesn't matter what we bring this little king. He doesn't need any of our gifts. I mean, you know, he's a savior. I mean, he's a gift to us. Maybe I was hoping he's bigger than all my mistakes. Yeah, I guess that's what I was hoping. All right, I'll see you guys later. Why are you doing that?
Because I hope he's that kind of a savior too. Let's go. I wish someone had some pita bread.
Blam!
All right. Hey, so good to see everybody. Merry Christmas from Terry and I. We're so glad you're here. I want to read a special little telling of the Christmas story as we've been in Dia de los Tres Reyes. I'm so jealous of Kenya. She can roll her R's. I've never able to do that. And you all just look at me like that's cool. Hey, if any of the children would like to come up here and sit with us, we'd love to have you. If you don't want to, that's okay. Or if parents or grandparents want to bring them up, we can do that too. So this is the closest I got for an altar call today. Any children, anybody? Oh, here, yes. You're not going to leave me alone. Or maybe they are. That's all right. Come on, that's it. Come on up. Love to have you. Any others? This is one, huh? Absolutely. It's from kids from 1 to 92, right? Isn't that cool? All right. Hey, good to see you guys. Thank you for coming up. All right. Did you have a good Christmas? It's a crazy time, but we still are celebrating, aren't we? All right, here they come. All right. And somebody's running out of the building. No, I'm kidding. All right, we're gonna share this. This is the greatest story. This is all about the Christmas story. And everybody, we're gonna be real short today. I do want you to give it up for Jewel Huntley. Is he amazing? Isn't Jewel amazing? My God, he's not here enough. I just posted on Facebook. That brother brings it whether there's 2 or 20,000, and he's played for all kinds. And I love him, and I'm so glad he's here. But you gotta go see Charlie the Camel. And if you notice, he's got a donkey with him. And the story is because his handler said that Charlie gets nervous if he's not around somebody. And he needs people around him. And since people can't be always around him, he has his donkey friend. And I think that's such a good illustration of what Christmas is. We should all get nervous, if we don't have people around us. I have my wife. We had our parents, growing up. But you know what? Even when we're alone, we've got what Charlie has. We have Jesus with us. And that's the good news. All right, let's read this story together. Everything was ready. The moment God had been waiting for was here at last. God was coming to help his people, just as God promised in the beginning. But how would God come? What would he be like? What would he do? Mountains would have bowed down. Seas would have roared. Trees would have clapped their hands. But the earth held its breath. Hey, sweetheart. Oh man, you're getting up on, I love it. As silent snow falling, he came. And when no one was looking, in the darkness he came. There was a young girl who was engaged to a man named Joseph. Joseph was the great-grandson of King David. One morning, this girl was minding her own business when suddenly a great warrior of light appeared right there in her bedroom. He was Gabriel, and he was an angel, a special messenger from heaven. When she saw the tall, shining man standing there, Mary was frightened. "You don't need to be scared," Gabriel said. "God is very happy with you." Mary looked around to see if perhaps he was talking to somebody else. "Mary," Gabriel said, and he laughed with such gladness that Mary's eyes filled with sudden tears. "Mary, you're going to have a baby, a little boy. You'll call him Jesus. He is God's own son. He's the one. He's the rescuer. The God who flung planets into space and kept them whirling around and around. The God who made the universe with just a word. The one who could make anything at all was making himself small and coming down as a baby." Wait, God was sending a baby to rescue the world? "But it's too wonderful," Mary said, and felt her heart beating hard. "How can it be true? Is anything too wonderful for God?" Gabriel asked. So Mary trusted God more than what her eyes could see, and she believed. "I am God's servant," she said. "Whatever God says, I will do." Sure enough, it was just as the angel had said. 9 months later, Mary was almost ready to have her baby. Now, Mary and Joseph had to take a trip to Bethlehem, the town King David was from. But when they reached the little town, they found every room was full. Every bed was taken. Have you ever had your sister or brother take your bed? All right. "Go away," the innkeeper told them. "There isn't a place for you." Where would they stay? Soon Mary's baby would come. They couldn't find anywhere except an old tumble-down stable. So they stayed where the cows and the donkeys and the horses stayed. So Jesus would have been born out with Charlie and with the donkeys. I don't know the donkey's name. Pete? Pete and Repeat were in a boat. Pete fell out. Who was left? Pete, no, okay. I'm here all day. Me and Charlie. And there in the stable, among the chickens, where chickens weren't in the Bible, this guy, okay. Amongst the chickens and the donkeys and the cows, in the quiet of the night, God gave the world, think about this, guys, the most wonderful gift. The baby that would change the world was born, his baby son. Mary and Joseph wrapped him up to keep him warm. They made a soft bed of straw and used the animal's feeding trough as his cradle. And they gazed in wonder as God's great gift wrapped in swaddling clothes and lying in a manger. Mary and Joseph named him Jesus, Emmanuel, which means God has come to live with us. Because of course he had. That same night, amongst the other stars, suddenly a bright new star appeared. Of all the stars in the dark vaulted heavens, this one shone clearer. It blazed in the night and made the other stars look pale beside it. God put it there when his baby son was born to be like a spotlight shining on him, lighting up the darkness, showing people the way to him. You see, God was like a new daddy. He couldn't keep the good news to himself. He'd been waiting all these long years for this moment, and now he wanted to tell everyone. So he pulled out all the stops. He sent an angel to tell Mary the good news. He put a special star in the sky to show where his baby was. And now he was going to send a big choir of angels to sing his happy song to the world. He's here. He's come. Go and see him, my little boy. Now, where would you send your splendid choir? To a big concert hall, maybe? Or a palace, perhaps? God sent his to a little hillside outside a little town in the middle of the night. He sent all those angels to sing for a raggedy old bunch of shepherds watching their sheep outside Bethlehem. In those days, remember, people used to laugh at shepherds and say they were smelly and call them other rude names, which I can't possibly mention here on Christmas. You see, people thought shepherds were nobodies, just scruffy old riffraff. But God must have thought those shepherds were very important indeed, because they were the ones he chose to tell the good news to first. That night, some shepherds were out in the open fields, warming themselves by a campfire, when suddenly the sheep darted. They were frightened by something. The olive trees rustled. What was that? A wing beat? They turned around. Standing in front of them was a huge warrior of light. Let's go to that next slide and we'll see what it looks like. Blazing in the darkness. Don't be afraid of me, the bright shining person said. I haven't come to hurt you. I've come to bring you happy news for everyone everywhere. Today in David's town, in Bethlehem, God's son has been born. You can go see him. He is sleeping in a manger. Behind the angel, they saw a strange glowing cloud, except it wasn't a cloud, it was more angels. Troops and troops of angels armed with light. And they were singing a beautiful song, glory to God. To God be fame and honor and all our hoorays. Let's give God a hooray. Oh, y'all could do better than that. Yeah, all right. If the Browns won yesterday, you'd be louder. Then as quickly as they appeared, the angels left. The shepherds stamped out their fire, left their sheep, raced down the grassy hill, through the gates of Bethlehem, down the narrow cobble streets, through a courtyard, down some steps, past an inn, round a corner, through a hedge, until at last they reached a tumble-down stable. They caught their breath. Then quietly, they tiptoed inside. They knelt on the dirt floor. They had heard about this promised child, and now he was here, heaven's son, the maker of the stars, a baby sleeping in his mother's arms. This baby would be like that bright star shining in the sky that night, a light to light up the whole world, chasing away darkness, helping people to see. And the darker the night got, the brighter the star would shine. Far away, in the east, 3 clever men saw that very same star. The star that God had put in the sky when Jesus was born. They knew it was a sign. A baby king had been born. They'd been waiting for this star. They knew it would come. He's here, they shouted. He's here. He's here. He's here. He's here. Oh my goodness, you're here. They're here. Oh my gosh. Let me finish the story. Just a little bit. Oh my gosh, I said he's here and the Kings came. Can you believe this? And okay, and you guys got it ready for this next line. And I'm sure when they heard that, they would be laughing and dancing and singing. Okay, that was disturbing. At dawn, they packed up their camels. You guys can act this out as I'm going. They packed up their camels, wrapped their gifts for the baby. They brought their most precious treasures of all, frankincense, gold, and myrrh, special, sparkly, lovingly smelling, gleaming things, just right for a king. The 3 wise men, all right, set off. They rode their camels. across endless deserts, up steep mountains, down into deep valleys. These guys are amazing. This is all ad lib. Through raging rivers, over grassy plains, night and day and night. For hours they turn into days, they turn into weeks, they turn into months and months, until at last they reach Jerusalem. Jerusalem was by far the most important city for miles and miles, and as anyone can tell, that's where a palace would be. And kings were born in palaces. So where they went, but they were in for a surprise, they went to see King Herod. Surely he'd know where the baby was, but he didn't. In fact, he didn't like the sound of a new king. It made him cross. He didn't want anyone to be king except him. But Herod's advisors told the three kings what was written in their book, that God had said, the baby king, go to Bethlehem. That's where you found him. Suddenly the star they had seen in the east started moving again, showing them the way. So the three wise men followed the star out of the big city, along the road into the little town of Bethlehem. They followed the star through the streets of Bethlehem, out of the nice part of town, through the not so nice parts of town, into the really not so nice at all parts of town, down a little dirt track until it stopped right over a little house. But wait, it wasn't a palace. And there weren't any guards or servants or flags or red carpets or trumpets or anything. Did they get it wrong? Or was this what God meant? Sure enough, in that little house, there sitting on his mother's knee, they found him, the baby king. The three men knelt before the little king. They took off their rich royal turbans and gleaming crowns. They bowed their noble heads to the ground and gave him their sparkling treasures. The journey that had begun so many centuries before had led three wise men here to a little town, to a little house, to a little child, to the king God had promised David all those years before. But this child was a new kind of king. Though he was the Prince of Heaven, he had become poor. Though he was the mighty God, he had become a helpless baby. This king hadn't come to be the boss. He'd come to be a servant. And these three kings came today to serve all of you.
We brought gifts for all of these gifts of God. Well, my friend, the wisest of kings, have brought you a gift. And I have brought you.
And if you're a young person sitting out there, come on up to get a gift from the king.
We brought many gifts. And they're not returnable.
If you're 50, don't come up to get a gift. But if you're...
There's 5.
How cool is this that the kings came today to give gifts? I love these kings. Yes, from even the youngest, the youngest. All right, Joel, if you're out there, bro, come on back. We're going to close this thing out. Here he is. Give it up for this brother one more time, too. And these three kings. All right, hey, and as we close today, we said we'll be really short. You can go get your picture with the kings. I mean, how cool is this, right? And for all the parents, this is called the Jesus Storybook Bible. If you want to come up and take a picture of it, I'll leave it up here with my wife and Terry. I buy this for all of my nieces and nephews as soon as they're of age. Of my young nephew, Declan, I had one for him yesterday, who's like 4 years old. If this was around when my kids were born, I would have bought it for him. But it's the Jesus Storybook Bible. It's by Sally Lloyd-Jones. I think this is the most amazing booklet. It's one of the most culturally inclusive illustrations I've ever seen, which is really important to our family, and I hope is important to you. And the way she tells the story is, you heard me just read the Christmas story. It's all the stories of the Bible. She writes that way. It's so relatable. And I'm gonna start a tradition. You know, every tradition at one point was an innovation. Did you ever think of that? And I'm going to innovate and start a tradition. We're going to start giving these out to young children in grades 3 through 4 every single year. This is really newly published. So the Jesus Storybook Bible, Sally Lloyd-Jones. I'm so glad you're here today. You know, if usually we take an offering, we'll still take an offering today if you're able to continue to support our Christmas offering. This is such an important part of the year. Bill Lacey, our finance chair, shared just 2 nights ago on Christmas Eve that we take in 30% of our entire operating budget in December. This has been 2 really difficult years, and you guys have stood tall with us. Some churches literally have not made it through the last 2 years. I've coached. Do you realize, if Barna's right, 25% of pastors in America in the last 2 years have left ministry? This has been tough. And so at Garfield, we're committed to widening the circle to connect diverse people who share a common brokenness with Jesus. That's why there's a camel out there. That's why there's signs, come and get a picture with the kings and the camel today. And do you know what blessed my heart? I stood out there since 9:30, and I can't tell you how many people who have never darkened the door of a church stopped in to get a picture with a camel and have a conversation with a pastor who they're probably terrified of. For the way pastors are represented today. I love you all so much. Terry and I are so honored. I got to tell you, I thank my lucky stars that for 18 years, we've been able to call ourselves the lead pastor family of the most amazing place, a Revelation 7-9 church at Garfield Memorial Church. Merry Christmas. We love you. And let's stand, if we will, and do some singing and go get a picture with Charlie and these guys.
Stress from the holidays, it got me feeling stuck. I'm supposed to feel better, but it's really not enough. I'm at my wit's end, feeling like no one is around. It's really up to you, God. Can I lay it all down, 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 lay it all down. 'Cause there's nothing that can't be found when you lay it all down. Gray skies overhead, heavy rain in the cold, but I'm safe in the arms of the King, and I'll never be alone. Be my light in the dark world, the peace that makes me whole. So whenever there's night, I know that there's light inside my soul. Lay it all down, 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 lay it all down. 'Cause there's nothing that can't be found done faking. Not trying to save face anymore. My burden is for the taking, Lord. Take my heart and replace it with yours. I'm done faking. Not trying to save face anymore. Oh, my burden is for the taking, Lord. Take my heart and replace it with yours. I'm done faking. Not trying to save face anymore. My burden is for the taking, Lord. Take my heart and replace it with yours. Yeah, I'm done faking. Not trying to save face anymore. My burden is for the taking, Lord. Take my heart and replace it. Lay it all down, lay it all down, lay it all down. Ooh. Lay it all down, lay it all down, lay it all down. Lay it all down, lay it all down, lay it all down. 'Cause there's nothing that can't be found with you. Lay it all down. Lay it all down. Lay it all down, lay it all down, lay it all down. 'Cause there's nothing that can't be found with you. I hope y'all have a great rest of the year, and I will see y'all in 2022. Get up for your pastors and the three kings. I appreciate every all y'all. Have a good day.
We're gonna have the kings go out by the camel. So outside, it's a little safer. Take off our mask if you want to, but be out there. Get a picture with the kings and Charlie. Charlie was left out of the Bible, but I'm sure he was there. God bless you guys. Merry Christmas.